Hello friends! I feel like this video is going to be a bit of a demo of something that I've built to help myself, as well as a little bit around the philosophy that I have adopted for budgeting. So bear with me as I kind of flick between the two because I'm very excited to share this with you all. Um, so to start you off, I had a problem where the application that I love and adore, You Need a Budget, doesn't really work in the country that I am in. So the basic premise of You Need a Budget is that every dollar that you earn, so ready to assign, has a job. So you assign it per month. And what you're aiming to do is have slightly more money than you spend in each of your envelopes, and it accurately keeps tabs on your progress and kind of gives you like those feel good feelings when you hit your targets. But it doesn't work in the country that I am currently relocating to because they don't have an open banking connection with those banks. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I also have the problem where I had investments in different countries which had different currency rates, and so I was always having to flick between different budgets. And so I decided to have a go at creating a budget that I can use for my needs, and I think it works so well that I would like to share it with the rest of you in case you also might be interested in it. To get into slightly more detail now. So if you think about each category as an envelope that you assign money into, so I'm going to put £35 in for my gym subscription category, and then I'm going to take £35 out. To pay for that gym subscription, I now have $0 in there. But like groceries, so that's what a flexed group item is. It's like money goes in, money comes out. It's exactly the same every month. Sure, you can say like, okay, I'm going to assign $36 so that over time I have slightly more money in my account, but I don't personally tend to do that. Groceries are in the flexi category, so this is where I put money into that envelope, but it's not a guarantee that I'm going to spend all of the money in there, or maybe some months I spend more of the money in there. Pocket money is, sorry, not pocket money, fun is the things like movies or pocket money, and if you think about it, typically these are the things that you would probably not spend your money on if you were on a really tight budget. Investments are when you take your cash money and you invest it into something that is typically non-cash. So like you've bought a house or you've bought shares or whatever. Like, I don't know, if you can guarantee that your designer handbags are going to be like resellable on, like that is the purpose of why you bought that designer handbag. That is an investment. Savings are things that are cash based that you can spend at any time. So like emergency money, Christmas gifts, and then we've got a little wish farm going on. So wish list, you're just adding in everything that you want to purchase at some point in your life. Wish farm is you're actively putting money into that envelope. And wish granted is that you've already purchased it, saved up for it, and spent the money. But it's like a nice, like feel-good record to keep everything in there. And so what you do is you import your bank transactions, so a CSV, just input them in here. Input them, I mean, like you just copy and paste them in here, and then rub the ETL brackets import, and it will pull those things into your master ledger, where you can then assign to the category that you need to assign it to. And you start to build up your budget. So like now when I go into April, I can be like, well, I'm going to run my underfunded targets because I can't be bothered copy and pasting them in. So I add them in and I can see like, hey, I'm meant to add £40 this April to this envelope for pocket money, but actually I spent 91 and I need to find the money somewhere. So because I haven't spent as much money in the groceries, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that money out of there and I'm going to add it into here. And so now the overall amount of money that I have in all of my envelopes is still correct, but I have redistributed where I'm assigning that money to, and over time you will get more and more accurate. And for those people that really like to geek out, I've also got a reports page with the reports that are most interesting to me. So I've got how much money I'm spending to how much money that I'm receiving. So like what is my overall net cash flow? And I can see what my net worth is, and my net worth is based on the money that I have in each of these accounts. And I can also see like how long I have if I don't have money, like what's the date that I will have run out of money for. And I can also see how much, like what are my biggest categories, which helps me kind of like pull back or put more money into things that I think is worth spending on. So it's a good way of like keeping track with your targets. And yeah, that's my very, very quick demo of a budget envelope system. You assign money to what you spend your money on. And I highly recommend you go on with this category group. And if you're doing it yourself, just brainstorm. And yeah, I will also share videos on how to set this up if you are interested in using it. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.